I'm Meredith Whitley, and I am a professor at Adelphi University in the Department of Health and Sports Sciences. I got really interested in the field of sport for development from my start as an athlete. I grew up playing all kinds of sports, super passionate, loved competing, loved being part of a team. I had incredibly positive sport experiences, but I also had some really damaging and destructive sport experiences. That got me interested in considering how can we make sure that kids who are playing sports today, that we can maximize the good and minimize the bad that happens. Sport for development is the intentional use of sport to promote development and social change outcomes. So it's beyond like getting on the field and having a good time, which is incredibly important, but it's also thinking about how can we be really strategic while we have the kids on that field. How can we also do some things that help them have better life outcomes? How can we do some things that promote community change, promote social cohesion, kind of these broader development and social change outcomes is what we're hoping to achieve. Sport is an area where we can have huge impact for kids. Moving your body is good for you, right? It reduces stress. It allows folks who've experienced trauma to work through that, to be part of the team. If you have coaches, if you have organizations that are trauma-informed, I think we have huge potential to see sport as a healing space for young people. Something that I'm really passionate about is how can we make sure that sport settings are not just improving the physical health of our young people, but also improving their mental health. But we can't do that if we don't have coaches who are properly trained, if we don't have teams that are properly equipped, we don't have organizations that are designed in the right ways. And so that's what we're trying to figure out together. When we think about the potential for sport to do good, I think the key is it's a potential, right? It isn't that sport always does good. It isn't that sport always has this positive impact. It can and it should, but I think one of the most important pieces of that are the people who are designing these sport programs, who are running these sport programs, the parents who are part of this. You know, we need to think about how do we make sport better? And without proper training, education, support, we're going to continue to see a lot of the same mistakes that we see in sport today and from the past into the future. Sport for development organizations are really complex. The issues that they're trying to solve are really complex. You know, we're thinking about mental health, we're thinking about homelessness, we're thinking about poverty. And so I think we're starting to see in the research in sport for development much more of a focus on working together across our disciplines so that we can start to ask different types of questions and really start to be able to figure out what makes organizations work, what increases the greatest impact for kids who need this type of programming. That's some positive trends that we're seeing. That's something that I've been advocating for as a scholar in sport for development, and I'm really excited about the research projects that are breaking down those disciplinary silos.